guys, I am so excited today. I must say this has been a long time coming, and I mentioned it on my other videos as well. I'm waiting for my graphics card. I'm trying to purchase one from all over the place, and with the current situation, as you probably know, it's very hard to get hold of any graphics card, especially the RTX model. Even the lower end one, the price has gone up. Previously I had the 1660 Ti Asus with one fan, Phoenix something or other, and I never really liked it because first of all it used to heat up to about 90 degrees or up to about 80 to 90 degrees on heavy use, and then after looking for months and months, I had to give in to the fact that I wasn't sure when I was going to get hold of an RTX. And I knew especially the model that I wanted as well, which was even more hard to get hold of. It's just the fact that, I mean, this is the Founders Edition. You can see the box already. I'll do that unboxing in a second, but I thought I'd tell you how I managed to get hold of this first of all. Now, I've looked on Facebook, eBay. I mean, eBay, they're selling it for like £1,000, or, you know, it can go for anything nowadays. And I've tried Facebook, and there are a lot of ads. Now, you've got to be careful here. There are a lot of ads on Facebook that will say they've got the card and stuff, and their companies also they'll give you a receipt, and it's very hard to trust. I must say, on Facebook, there's no guarantee. And I have been fortunate because there's a person in London. I had to drive there to get it, to be honest. The graphics card, he had one, but he wanted the 3080, but he managed to get the 3090 for himself. And this was a pre-order that he made beforehand, and I'll let you know how he actually got it. He actually explained to me how he managed to get hold of this, and I'll try to put the link at the bottom of the my channel just to see show you guys how he got it. And I haven't really tried it, to be honest. So I mean, it's basically the fact that they use bots to search for stock availabilities, and you've got to be quite quick as well, because I've been looking on every single site every day. Morning I'll start, quickly flick through any availability, no, and I'll go to another site. In the evening, I'll do the same thing, and there's been nothing at all. And only way they can get hold of it is from other people. I don't know how they managed to get hold of this person. At first, I had to be quite sure. I had to be very sure that it was a genuine seller. So I texted him a few things. I said to him, look, I'm going to pick up. I'm not going to pick up from your like a mutual place. I want to pick up from your home, so I know it's, you know, where you live, basically. I said I need to see a photo ID. And when I got there, and he seemed very genuine, he basically said he got it in December through the system that I just mentioned, where the bots checks the stock availability, and he lets you know as soon as sort of you log in, he tells you what's available, and you have to be quick to get it. And he got it mid-December, I think, put the order through, and he came through a couple of days ago. And that's why, and by then he already found the 3090 that he wanted in the Founders Edition. Well, there you go. There's the background on how I managed to get hold of this card. Now, I'm going to do a quick unboxing, and I'll compare the between the GTX that I had and the RTX on my system. I've had to open it already just to make sure it is not an empty box I'm getting. And what I also did, actually, just to let you know, when I got to his house, I said, I need to test it. So can you put it back onto your rig again and see if it's all fully working? So he did that. I kept an eye on it, on everything, to make sure there's no swap or anything going on, or give me an empty box. And he also gave me the receipt that he got it for. And they normally go for £480, I think, the 3070. And I actually paid about £130 more on top of that to get in it. But I'm happy because I managed to get hold of one. And I know some people may say you could have waited a few more months and they would have come back on stock. But I have been waiting a long time, and it feels like I've got a machine sitting there and it feels like unfinished. Not the way I want it. And I'm a bit, you know, clinical that way. I just want to get it all done nice and sweet. Anyway, so the unboxing. So first of all, this box is quite hard to just take it, open it up. And I found it difficult when I was there actually trying to take it out. So you've got to really squeeze it off. And I'll reveal to you the 3070 RTX 3070 by NVIDIA Founders Edition. They come in an amazing box. I love the way they sort of packaged it. There is one thing I have to mention about the quality of the card itself. Now, when you take it out, you've got to be very careful. Do not, in any circumstances, when you get this one, do not touch the fins on here. You may have heard other people say this, and this is true, because on the 3090, the person I bought it off, he touched it and he moved, and they do move. I'll show you how they move. So basically you can see if you just tap it or move it slightly, they just move, and that's how it is. So in the box itself, I'll just show you this out in a second. Now in the box, what you get, I don't know if you can see it, a little flap that opens up, comes down, you get one of these. Now this is strange, because normally your normal power source would go onto this, and that will connect this side into the other end of the card, which is fine. But one thing I've noticed, this has got 8-pin connector, and this has got a lot more pins and smaller as well. But if you look carefully, there's only 6-pin that has the metal thing on it, which I found was quite strange. And the 3090 that I compared to, I mean, you had 2 of those, and they had all the pins were sort of full. So it's only got like 6 of the metal pins on here that's actually active. Others are just basically empty. So what else do you get in the box? So I've showed you the connector. You got some warranty cards, and you've got your manuals, support guide, okay, and you've got your quick start guide. And quick start guide seems to be quite big. Tells you everything about it in different languages as well. Now, the card itself, I'll put those back. You don't really need to see it now, and there's nothing else. And this is where the card slots in. You've seen this goes back on top again. Quite strange the way they've done this, because they're flat. Anyway, so as I've said, the card itself, you've got to be careful of, because of the fins here. They're metal. This is plastic. This looks like aluminium or plastic. I think it's plastic. I don't know actually. I don't know if it's plastic or metal, but it has the metal feel to it. And at the back of the card, it's just, all it just says is RTX 3070. I would have preferred if there's a light to show, indicate when it's on, and the temperature maybe would be quite nice, but you know, you've got to put arms and legs for it. So this is the GeForce, what's it called now, where is it? This is the GeForce RTX. This is what you'll see in the front. And the airflow, it's got 2 fans. And the airflow is one of them that just seem to come out that way to cool off quicker. Now, as I said, I've already tested this, and it's a smaller version as well to the 3090. I don't know how big 3080 is, but 3090 I think comes up to just about there. And that's one of the reasons I could not, first of all, I couldn't afford it, and second of all, it would not fit into my computer case that I have got. So the fans are nice, they're not nothing special about them. It's got a sort of, on the photos it doesn't look carefully, but it's got little circles in the middle, gives a little shine from there. And I think, as far as I've been told, that it only comes on when it reaches a certain temperature. And you can already see the fins are sort of moved because I've touched them maybe. So you've got to be very careful with these fins. Now, the difference between the two. So the difference between the two cases. The difference is, this is my, this is my 1660 Phoenix Asus graphics card. And I've tried in various ways to keep it cool. I've put some stuff on top to keep it cool, and nothing has worked so far. So the way it would go is basically like this on the card. So with this one, you can see straight away the look. The main reason is the sleek look of this card, and it is fantastic compared to the two, and you straight away know which one would you prefer out of the two. Now the pricing, let's put this away. The pricing was quite unusual because I paid, as I said, they're normally $480, and I paid £600 for it. I know it's a lot of money. You could probably buy an Xbox, the new Xbox or PS or something like that. But I love my PC and it's the way it looks, and that's why I made the decision to save up a long time just to getting this. I wasn't willing to pay that much, and I don't think not everyone can afford it. So it just comes down to the fact that, is it worth having this card? First of all, for two reasons. One, it just looks so amazing. I mean, it's better than any of the cards that I've seen so far. Others will have all the gimmicky stuff and big and bold, but I don't want that. I want my machine to look just slick, not like the gaming card. They try to make it look gaming card with all sorts of indentations and stuff, but this just does the job. It does have a heat shield on this side as well, which is quite nice feel to it. But overall, this just looks apart. And second reason is the performance. And I've seen, even with the standard this model compared to any others, that this does perform very well. And compared to my last card, I played it last night. As you probably guys already know this, I play Gears of War a lot. And as soon as I turned it on, the other one would hit the temperature. Within a minute, you'll reach about 80 degrees. This stayed way around about 70 to 75, I would say, when it's quite hot, but it never got to the 80 degrees at all. Because what I did on my system, I put the color on my fans to indicate when the temperature reaches to the thing. One thing that doesn't have, the Zeus one did, you've got the Tweak 2 control software, which allows you to see what's going on. I haven't managed to find that yet. I'm sure there is something that will show you the performance of the card. And all I'll show you is is in comparison to my last card, this is far the most better card. And it just, the look of it, I think, sells that to me, to be honest with you. Now, everyone would agree. Now for the close-up. Once again, just to show you the close-up of the card itself. Now, I'll slowly move around so you can see it, because that's one thing that people need to see when they're buying, how well it's been built. You'll see photographs of it, but as I said, all the pins are there, but from the pin itself, there's only 6 of them. They're showing up as active on there, and there's nothing else. I'll just turn around slowly. Whatever you do, just do not touch the fins. And you can see on the other end, you've got 3 DisplayPort, 1 HDMI. I haven't tried using all of them, but I normally have 1 HDMI ready to my TV, and the other one I use as a gaming. Now, the performance wise, I can just tell you that I was playing Gears of War, and normally I would get about, with the other card heating up with maximum I can do was 1080p, and the frame rate was around about 120 on the high end, and a bit lower on the low end, probably 100 or below 90 sometime. And this card was in par with that. This card was actually quite good. It was doing about 110 quite easily. And what I liked about it as well, it stayed cool, and stayed very cool compared to the other card. So that's performance in terms of, and the best bit was I had the new monitor, which I could not use the 14, 2K or what they call it normally, feature at all. As soon as I put it on to 1440p, it just did not like it. It was just too much power. It was heating up to about very higher temperature than just 83. It was almost hitting like 85, almost 90 at some point. This card was running on 1440p, and it was just doing brilliant. And the gaming was tremendously, and I've noticed the quality straight away. As soon as I turned it on, some of the images that I was looking at, it was much more clearer, and you had a bit more detail. To be honest, if I went for another card, maybe even in a GTX or the other RTX 20 series, probably would have got the same performance, but it just wouldn't have looked as good as this, maybe. And that's one of the reasons I would say this card is fantastic, and I'm so fortunate to get hold of it. Even fortunate to just be able to afford it, because I know not everyone will have the opportunity like this. But give it time, and I'm sure they'll come back on again for cheaper. Even the 1660 Ti performs very well. Some people will say don't go for the 3080 compared to 3070, because they're roughly the same performance. But it's in your personal opinion. You can choose which one you want to go for depending on the circumstances that you're at. But currently there are such a shortage of GPUs. I'm just like shocked that they haven't produced enough for the customers. Anyway, enough said. I would have liked to have shown you the benchmark, but I'm sure these are quite easily available. Just to let you know, the quality of the card itself is very well built. And when I played my gaming yesterday and did all sorts of things yesterday on my monitor, it was running at 165 Hertz, perfectly fine at 1440 resolution. And I can't believe that, my other card just could not handle that, and this one did it perfectly. So thank you for watching. I just want to share this moment with you, just me being able to get hold of a card and share with you guys on how well it's well built. I really like it. So here you go. It's a quite easy install. You literally have to just slot in as normal, put the 2 screws on. This is the extension bit that comes with the card. You connect that onto the power supply, and here you go. It's all connected up, and I'm going to turn the machine on just to show you how it looks. So I love this bit when the light comes on here when I turn it on. Maybe turn the power source on first. Here we go. The power is on and turning on now. All right, so it's all on. And I'll show you how it looks inside. Here we go. I mean, it goes with the motherboard really well, the color coordination, that's what I like. But you only can do much as you can do for the amount of money you have to spend on a PC. I mean, this is just the job sufficient, and with this card, it completes my full system. So now currently it's running on 1440, I think, so it's just running native as that, and it's brilliant. And as I said, on my heavy usage on the game, it's doing quite well, of about 100 and I haven't done a benchmark for any other games as such, but I don't really need to be honest with you. So because I don't play any other game as such, so I'm sticking to the game that I normally play, and it's going really well. Just wanted to show you how it looks in a machine. One of the other reasons that I could not get the bigger card is because, or 3-fan card, because of my cooling system. It's not enough space for it. It's quite a compact case. So that's one of the reasons I had to stick with the smaller size, and I really wanted the 3070 instead of the 3060 Ti. Just wanted to show you how it looks on my screen itself. Now I've got a 30-inch monitor, 165 Hertz, and also running at 1440 resolution. First thing I noticed was on this screen straight away is when you load it up, it was much more clearer, which I thought was brilliant compared to my other card. I don't know, there's a bit of sharpness to it straight away. I did notice that, and that's one thing I thought was, wow, that's a bit of a change. And now going forward, when I log in, even on my home screen, it's sort of tweaked to slightly. It's only, I don't know how to explain, it's not that much. Just a little bit more detail did show up on this screen. I think it's probably because the 1440 resolution did the job a bit more. And that's one thing I liked about this. Now I'm going to show you the gaming. I'm going to start my gaming off straight away on here. Let this load up. As the game is loading, you'll notice my color coordination here. Now this is, as I said before, this is for my CPU usage in terms of what the temperature is. You can see it's sort of gone to blue, so it's still quite cool. Blue is good, green is sort of slightly more temperature, about 50 degrees, and it sort of stays in there, it never goes to red. And the top bit there indicates the color. So the green is very cool. When it hits about 65, I think I set it to, that's when you go to amber, and if it hits 80, it'll go to red. And now that the game has started, you'll notice the temperature will stay into about amber all the way through, and that's a positive sign. As I said, I could not find anywhere where it showed the temperature of the thing, of the card, like it did on the Zeus, but that's how it does it, and it is really good. So just to show you the frame rate, as some people probably want to know this, so I'll start the game off, and straight away the color of my the fan hasn't changed to fully amber yet. It's still sort of more green, showing the temperature is way below average. So if we just start a multiplayer game, versus quick play, team deathmatch, and the frame rate will show up. Another thing to mention is the clarity of the bold head there. I mean, on the last one, the clarity of the bold head there on the last one, last card, it wasn't that clear, and this one is much more. You can see it straight away, the difference. I know I'm not recording off the screen, but I can see it. So I can just explain to you how it is. Now the gaming is started, and we'll see the frame rate on the right hand side straight away. It's doing about 68 right now. So just to show you the frame rate, I don't know if you can see on the right hand side, it's doing about 104, 105. So its average is about 100, I would say, which is more than sufficient. And bear in mind, my last card was doing 1080p at about 120, so frame rate was higher because of the resolution is lower. But this is coping with 1440 and you know, still going to about 100 frames per second. It's just amazing. That's the advantage of having this card. And I'm sure, I'm not just trying to boast on the card that the Founders Edition is, I'm just trying to say that any card on 1370 would probably perform in a similar way. So if you can get hold of any of those in the current climate, you should really take advantage of this. So it's still, you see 107, 106, 112, and sometimes you'll hit about 20. So, and the movement is much more smoother, just like any other. And let's see if I can take him. There you go. He's gone. Yeah. So the way the game works on this card is very smooth, and the movement are much more. So I mean, I was loving it last night when I was playing on this. So I just wanted to give you my feel of how I'm enjoying this card because of the way it performs. And you can't go wrong with the RTX model, even if you go for the normal 20, the 2080s probably perform the same way. So you know what I mean, it's just the way it is. Here we go. Anyway, that's all I can tell you about this card. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, bear in mind that it is a lot of money. If you can get away with the other GTX model, I think you should take advantage of that as well, as I did. I would have kept my other GTX model, but only problem is that it just did not perform as well as I would like it for the price. I mean, it was a cheaper card. Anyway, take care and stay well, and if you manage to have one of these, enjoy. Oh, just to add to it, just to show you the temperature, it's not even fully amber yet, and I'm playing the game, and that's the bonus of this card, the temperature, which I was really worried about before.